Okay, so today I'm going to be showing how to solve one variable multi-step equations, and we're going to be learning how to do that. And right here I already have equation set up, which is 4 equals negative 10x minus negative 6x. So our first step is to combine like terms. So right here in this case we have these two that have the same variable, which is negative 10x minus negative 6x, and that should equal negative 4x. And well, first we're gonna draw like this line just to know which part's which, like to separate these parts. So we're just gonna move this 4 down, so it's 4 equals negative 4x. And now our next step is divide negative 4 on the opposite side, or on the other side. So we're just gonna divide negative 4x by this number on this side. So our other step is gonna be 4 divided by negative 4, which should equal negative 1. And we're just gonna put it here, negative 4x divided by negative 4. So the reason I'm doing this is because since we already have our answer on this side, like to get our final answer, we're just gonna have to divide it by this side over here. So once we do that, we just bring the x down, and once we divide 4 by negative 4, that should equal negative 1. So that is our answer. It's really easy. That's our answer. And now to check if it's the correct answer, we are going, let's see, to check if it's correct by we are going to be replacing this x by our answer, which is negative 1. So down here, just to check ourselves, we are going to do negative 10, then just parentheses, negative 1, minus negative 6, parentheses, negative 1, since we're replacing our x with our answer right here, which is negative 1. So here's are gonna be, so if we do that on our calculator, it should equal 4, which this one is the same as the equation we started with. So if it's the same, so if it's the same as the equation we started with, then our answer is going to be correct. So we got our answer here, which is negative 1 equals x, and we checked to see if it was the correct answer by replacing the x with our answer. So now we're going to do another one, and for this one we are going to be doing 60 equals 2 parentheses 5x minus 4x parentheses. So that's going to be our equation, and we need to remember to put our line just to separate. Oh, that is not a good line. We need to put a line just like to See the difference between these two, so we won't get confused or something. So we put our line. Now our first, let me just, okay, so our first step is going to be to distribute or multiply. So distribute or multiply the 2 by what's in the parentheses. So we're going to just multiply 2 times 5 and 2 times -4. So distribute or multiply 2 by the numbers that are inside the parentheses. So we are just gonna distribute. So 2 times 5x should equal 10x. And then put our minus sign. We're just gonna carry it down. And then 2 times -4, which should equal -8x, which is the same thing. So now, like we did up here, we're just going to combine like terms. Like we did up here. So we're going to combine our like terms, which in this case would be 10x minus 8x, which should equal 2x. Remember, we always need to be carrying our number down. So 2x. So we did that. And now, like we did up here, we're just going to divide it by the other side. So 2 divided by 2 is just 1, or x. So now we're going to divide 60 by 20. I mean, yeah, 60 by 2, sorry. Divide 60 by 2, and that should equal 30. So in this case, x equals 30. So the same step is required here, like we did up here, to check our answer. So to check if our answer is correct, our answer is correct, we are going to replace the x with our answer. Replace the x with 30 in other case, which is our answer. So what we're going to do, we're just going to bring this down. So 2, 5, and then another parentheses with our x. Since it has 5x, we're just gonna replace the x with 30. So 2 parentheses 5 parentheses 30 parentheses, and then minus 4 parentheses 30, and then another parentheses. Which, if we do that on our calculator, it should equal 60, which is what we had up here. So the equation is the same as we had up here. So if our equation is the same as the one we started with, so if our equation is the same as the one we started with, like this one, it's the same as the one we started with up here, then our answer is correct. So that is how you solve one variable multi-step equations. Just we're gonna have to, whenever we have this, we're gonna have to distribute like what we did here. 2 times 5, 10x. 2 times 4, negative 8x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8x. And then when we have one simple one like this, we're just gonna combine like terms and find our answer. And then to check if we are correct, we're just gonna replace the x with our number. And that is how you solve one variable multi-step equations.